Hey guys, Ben coming to you from Ben's Audio Cave. How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing awesome. So you guys, I've had a couple of suggestions that they would like me to do a video on a couple of things, and I'm hoping I can oblige and kind of knock this out all at once, because I don't find myself that interesting, but okay. So the first thing that I heard was you guys wanted to see a review of my audio system, my Hifi system, and what it consists of. So I'll knock that one out. The other thing is you guys wanted a tour of my audio cave, because you said someone made a comment, hey, it looks clean down there. It looks like a really pretty good setup. Could you show us around the audio cave? Well, I'll definitely do that today. I'll tell you, my audio cave, quote unquote, is really a double duty of an office and kind of like my listening room. This is a finished basement in the house I own currently. So we'll talk about that a little bit. So let's do the audio cave kind of walkthrough first. Okay. So we're coming down the stairs. So this is kind of the stairs leading to the basement, if you will. And as you come down here, you'll turn around. And the first thing you'll see is my little kitchen area down here. And this is really like my morning start place. So I've got my little fridge down here. It's mostly got coffee creamer and milk in it. Then I've got, you know, my coffee pot over here, my coffee, and a little sink down here. So let's walk over here. You guys will see this is where the audio cave kind of starts. This place is built in a circle. So I've got a full bathroom down here. And over here is really one of my wife's favorite places. And this is like where we play board games at. If you guys will notice, we've got kind of a little picture there that says turn up the music. And if you go over here, we've got one that says feel the beat. We got to pick those up somewhere. But that's kind of, you know, that area over there. When I say we're board game fanatics, if you look over here on the other side, we got kind of like my wax melter there, but every manner of board game there. And, you know, it's, we go over here and we play them. So here's my listening couch. If you will, if you notice, these ceilings are kind of at funky angles. So it's a little bit challenging sometimes to get the best possible sound here, because this is kind of like a chase that goes across the whole length of it. But actually it sounds way better than my last room did. So this is a walk-up basement. So there's my door. And as you guys can see, over here is my vinyl collection. So let me walk over here and I'll give you guys a view from the couch. There's the couch. It's a leather couch. Got two end tables there. I keep some Beatles coasters in there that my wife got me for Christmas, if you guys will notice. And this is kind of cute too. There are some coasters over there that actually look like a record player, but those are actually coasters. So I thought that was neat too. So panning back around here, let's talk about this. So this is my albums, and this is my stereo. We will get back to the stereo here in a moment and the components of it. Notice the only media I actually really keep down here are albums. The reason why, I've got CDs, they're put away. I've transcribed them all for all intents and purposes to like 1644-1 black files, because that's all they ever were anyway. All right, so let me widen this out a little bit. If you guys notice, looking back, there's like a little closet that goes over here, and here is my actual workspace. So if you guys notice, you all have seen this in a lot of the videos as the cleaning station. So there is a fireplace down here, and if you look, there's where I clean most of the records. And over there is actually my station where I do some video editing. Like these videos that you guys are watching right now. I keep my laptop there, my MSI Katana, for editing videos and doing other things. However, while that's kind of part of the audio cave, this is also part of the office and the work setup, if you will. Now, if you notice, there's a Dell computer. It's just a placeholder. I was using it as Volumio server for a little while. We've got mesh Wi-Fi. I've got a little Ship Manny over there, a TX in R656 Onkyo. I've got, that's actually a server PC, and I got like a center channel down there. Now, normally where that Wi-Fi satellite is setting, there is a Fisher turntable that will set there. It is currently upstairs for Christmas music, and that is awesome too. So if you look here on my swag shelves, if you will, these are data center architect by trade. So I've got all manner of stuff I've gotten from conferences. There's a bunch of certificates I've earned. And there's my other side too, some stuff just for fun. Now, if we look up here on the bookshelf, I guess I'm one of the people that's weird that thinks a bookshelf speaker is really meant to be on a bookshelf. So let me get to that. I'll go through this setup a little bit. These are Polk T15s, and if you look, these have in fact been modified. So these were a casualty of Michael Jackson Off the Wall one time when I was listening to it a little too loud in my old office in my other house. So these are AMT Dayton Audio tweeters that I actually got from a set of other Dayton Audio bookshelf speakers that the woofers had died in. So I took and I've modded these to where they've got an AMT tweet now. The crossover is about the same. It actually matches up pretty good with this T15. And I've actually flipped the polarity on this to where it doesn't have that horrible little suck out anymore. That server down there actually has a ton of SSD drives in it. That Onkyo is running the mix here. That little Ship Manny is normally feeding the other one. Now, here's something interesting. Is if you look, I have got infinity quadrupoles at both ends here. And the reason why they're mounted where they're at is because this room actually came pre-wired for surround. That's the reason why over here at the cleaning station, see that ugly wire going up there. I'll clean that up eventually. That actually goes over here to this Onkyo and then plumbs into these infinities. Additionally, over here we have a 10-inch Dayton Audio sub-1000, and that provides a subwoofer. Now, this is my office system, guys. So I listen to this system while I'm working. Now, let's talk about that. So I'll pan back around here past the shelves, cleaning station, fireplace. Now, this is where all of the work happens. So if you notice, I've got 5 monitors on my desk, and I've got a video camera on a mount up there, and that swings down. During COVID, I no longer travel as much as I used to, so I've had to be doing a lot of my meetings to design customer data centers in both the cloud and on-prem here at home. So I set my office up to be like a full-on place to where I could take meetings, and it would give the customer a very good experience, or at least I think it does. So another thing I find interesting too is that I might be one of the only nerds that has a whiteboard behind him, because I like to draw my solutions out there. And as if you notice, I've got a couple of different cameras in a couple of different places, and I'll give you guys kind of a view into the seat where I'm sitting doing my day job, if you will, or my full-time job. And this is what I'm looking at all day. Now this little computer over here is one I was just toying around with and playing with. It's a Linux box. I set up all manner of labs and stuff down here too. So that's that. And that's really, you know, as big as this place is. Now, here's the thing. If you notice, you go through this door, there's a hallway, and we're back. It's a complete and total circle, which I find pretty neat. Now I'm going to spin around here, guys. This room, this is just a storage room. It also contains our sump pump, stuff like that. Nothing audio or interesting in there. So let's go over here to the Hifi system, and we will give you guys the view that I have when sitting on the couch. So I better widen it out because, okay. So let's talk about what we got here. First things first, these are Emotiva T2 tower speakers. I actually went to Emotiva in Franklin, Tennessee, and bought these with my wife. I'll pop up some of those pictures. Okay, so back to these speakers. They have a 5¼ mid-range, which you will find in a lot of in like their bookshelves. They have an AMT tweet. If you guys haven't noticed, I love me some air motion tweets. I love the way they sound. And they have 2 8-inch carbon fiber woofers. All these have rubber surrounds. They will handle 300 watts RMS, and they are 4 ohm speakers. So let's hope your amplifier is equal to the task. Now that being said, mine is definitely equal to the task. So let's look over here a little bit. And let's talk about what we got going on over here. So this is a Technics SL-1200 Mark II. I actually bought this off a DJ pal of mine and put some work into it. It's still not cosmetically the most beautiful thing. This record plate, custom machined by a machinist friend of mine named Smitty. Shout out Smitty. I gave him the plans off of a website and said, hey, I'd like to have this. It's got a 45 adapter as well as this. It's about 400 gram, or about a half a kilogram record weight. It's got my call letters for Twitter on here. And it fits very nicely and snugly over here. This 1200 Mark II wearing an acro mat from Firm, as you guys have seen in one of my other videos. This tone arm has been rewired with Cab USA wiring, and it's got a little sleeve in it, and it terminates in the back to a jack plate. I'm not going to take you guys around back here. It's got a time step Evo Sound Hi-Fi bearing in here, an external power supply, and I haven't done anything with the feet yet. Now, the head shell on here is an LP Gear Supreme. It's kind of like a Gelco HS25. It's a 12 gram head shell. I'm not going to go into all the marketing crap it says it's made of, but it's basically Gelco HS25. It's got azimuth, blah, blah. And fitted to this is a Audio Technica PTG 33.2 series moving coil cart featured in a bunch of my other videos. If you guys notice, this guy still wears the stock cueing light and everything else. It's been a great performer for me. Down here, this is fun stuff for my wife again. We have a 12, if you're counting stereo channels, mixing board, 4-channel cordless microphone system, and this is for karaoke. It is hooked into the Emotiva with XLR to RCA adapters. Now this is an Emotiva BasX PT100 that I have currently the headphones plugged up on, which now I don't. This is a preamplifier. It's a really good value. It's got a remote over here. It's got a built-in DAC. It's got a built-in moving magnet and moving coil phono preamplifier. It has subwoofer outputs as well as main outputs, and I've really enjoyed. And it's got a really good tuner in it too. I've really enjoyed this piece. And then under here, this is kind of the star of the show in my opinion. This is a BasX A300. It's been replaced in later days. Both these have. Like this one is now the BasX PT1. Haven't had a chance to use it yet. And the A300 has been replaced by, I think it's the A250. One of the reasons why I really like the power amp here is it's 4 ohm stable, and it's a perfect match to the T2s over here. It pushes out 300 watts RMS at 4 ohms, and it is super clean. I mean, super clean. I can get this listening space up to painful levels with this guy. And believe you me, I've been in car audio quite a bit, so I know what painful levels are. But if you can bring 120 dB in a listening room, you can bring the pain. And I have no need anymore to listen to music that loud, but it will handle it. So I'm sorry about that. I'm back. So on this Emotiva PT1 over here, the DAC on this is actually a 2496, and the new PT1 I think has a 24192 in it. Now, what I find kind of interesting is that even though that this DAC in here seems like it has a lower resolving bit rate, I've compared it with like a shit MOTU multi-bit and a shit Bitfrost, and the DAC is not that bad. It's pretty good. So right now I've kind of cleaned it out a little bit. Talked a little bit about the karaoke setup and the turntable. Now I'm going to move up to this turntable for just a second. It's, with all the mods on it, it does sound pretty good. I am probably going to replace this at some point with a GR, move this to the office. Now, I'm going to zoom back out here, and we're going to talk about, this is an older TV I had from my other house, and this is a Samsung 65 4K TV. It's a little bit older model, but it still gets the job done. I mean, I don't watch a whole lot of TV down here. You see some controllers over there because there's a computer behind here that's a Plex server, and it's plumbed directly into the DAC on here, so I can listen to Amazon Music HD or some of my FLAC files off my Plex server in there or whatever. And, you know, that's pretty good if I'm just wanting to listen to music. My wife, one of the things she likes to do is, if you look over here, going back to the TV, one thing you can't see is there's an Apple TV 4K that's behind there, because I like to do AirPlay every now and again. And I've got this TV, actually, I've got an optical cable, a Toslink that runs into the DAC over here. It's just 2-channel, but I'm able to do Sirius XM, Plex, a whole multitude of things off of the TV and plumb directly into the DAC. So it actually sounds really good. And if my wife wants to watch TV down here, she's got a reasonable setup. Now these speakers, like I told you, before, they're a couple of 8s, a 5 1/4, and a Air Motion tweeter. They're really good. Now, one of the things I will offer you is that before this, I had more of a vintage setup. I had an Onkyo an Onkyo M508, Adcom GFP, and some Koss CM1030s. Now, I like the way this system sounds better than any of them I've had, and it's really wasn't that expensive. When I went to Franklin and got it, I got it on a little bit of a sale, but it really was a really great system for what it is. And honestly, it's neutral. It's flat. It's let me actually experience the different cartridges. You guys have seen in my videos, you know, in my other videos, I use this Audio Technica cart mostly. I'm going to go over here and show you, you know, I've got my Shure M97 over here, and then I've got like my Hudson Hifi Stylus cleaner and everything. So, you know, I will say it's been kind of an interesting revelation. The system itself is very, very neutral. I think for once I've got a high enough resolution system to where I can really tell it. A lot of the vintage gear that I held on to forever, I really liked it, but you know, it just, something was missing. And this actually is very resolving for digital or analog, and I find it non-fatiguing and very, very good. And that, guys, is basically the audio cave in its entirety. I'm a regular guy, just like the rest of you folks out there. I work a job, my wife works. I just really like to make videos to try to help you guys out with, you know, some of the sweat equity and some of the knowledge I've learned along the way. I will tell you that in the years I've been doing audio, all my travels have led me to the system back here. Is it expensive and elaborate? Not really. It could be for some people. I would consider it to be a fairly modest setup. The music that it extracts is, to me, just crazy. And the fact that I am at this good place in my audio journey, I'm kind of trying to help you guys, you know, get there. My whole life I've thought, you know, I'm not one of these people that are the crazy audiophile people that spend, you know, like 90% of their money chasing the last 1% of the sound. Now you can get there, okay? But I've just been trying to get to 99%. You know, I mean, that's basically, you know, what I've been doing throughout my journey. And I think I'm finally there. Are there tweaks along the way that help? Yes. Does a turntable map make a difference sometimes? Yes, you've heard that in my other videos. Does a cartridge make a lot of difference? Yes, it does. But there are, you know, $500 and $600 cartridges, there are $5,000 and $6,000 cartridges, and then there are like $15,000 cartridges. Same way with components. I mean, you've got $400 and $500 amplifiers, and then you've got $50,000 amplifiers. I doubt I will ever own a $50,000 amplifier. However, if someone wanted to give me one, I would definitely listen to it and be happy to have it. But at this point, you know, I'm funding everything with my own money, and there's other things that I do with my life besides just sit around and listen to music, although I do love to do that. However, this is what I'll say. I'm happy here. This has been my dream to have a space like this, to be able to sit and to listen to music and to enjoy it. It's been my dream to have a very nicely set up system that I can sit and listen to music whenever I want to. I'm very lucky to have a wonderful wife that actually enjoys this journey with me, very supportive. It's a great way to be. So I hope you guys have at least found this halfway interesting, just to see, you know, a tour of the audio cave. It's been asked for. I kind of gave you guys like a little crash course review on my stereo I have set here. If you guys have any questions about anything you've seen here today, just drop me a comment. I'll do the best I can to answer them in a timely fashion. And if you guys found this video enjoyable, or just smash me a thumbs up if you don't care. If you guys want to see some more videos like this, because I'm generally like rolling up my sleeves and doing tutorials and, you know, trying to just help everybody around along their audio journey, consider subscribing to my channel. So I appreciate you guys watching today, and until the next time, I'll see you from Ben's Audio Cave.